Hey, what's up, you guys? I'll tell you a little story. The day I left for the army, right? My mom, she came home from work early. She'd never done this before. So we went to lunch at the Denny's and shit. I remember I got spaghetti and sausage. I remember I was so fucking nervous I couldn't eat anything. And so we go home, right? And I'm waiting for the recruiter. And then, so we're waiting. I'm starting to think, like, maybe he's not gonna show up, right? I'm like, yeah. But then the second that clock hits wherever he said he was gonna be there, I can hear his footsteps, right? It's like, because we kind of live outside. I can hear him walking up the steps and shit. And I could tell it's him because he's walking all slow, right? Like, not like a normal person, He's like walking all slow and shit. And he walks up to the front of the door, and I can hear him knock. It's like, all slow, right? And I open the door, and there's my recruiter, right? I'd seen him before about 5 times, but I'd never seen him in his full uniform, right? And he's all his medals and shit. It's like, holy shit, this guy's a fucking war hero. And so I grab my stuff, and I look at my mom. Asian people, right? We're not very affectionate, She knows. And so, my mom's, never really hugged me or anything like that, right? And so I'm standing there, and she's like, bye, son. I'm like, oh, okay. And so I just turned, and we walk out. And we walk downstairs, we get into his car, right? It's like right there. And we pull up, or we back up, and it's just as we're about to pull out, my mom comes flying down the fucking stairs, right? And tears are just fucking pouring down her face, She runs up to the car, she jumps on it and shit. And she's like, I love you, don't die, right? She's like, come home, And I'm like, oh, yeah, I love you, Mom, I'm gonna come back, don't worry. And then we drive off, and I look back, and she's standing on the side of the road bawling, man, like that and shit. Yeah, it was crazy. Then an hour later, I call her, because I'm all worried. And she's partying with all her friends. Yeah, I'm like, is that Aunt B back there? Like, did someone open a champagne bottle? Like, what the fuck? Are you guys at a strip club? Yeah. Alright, I'll tell you this other joke. Alright, there's this guy, right? He's this special forces test, It starts out like 100 people, and then as the test progresses, there's only 3 left, right? And so they're like, alright, this is the final test. This next room right here, is your wife, right? And there's a gun there. Take that gun, shoot her in the head, you're in. Right? Yeah. So the first guy goes in there. He just got married, like a couple months ago. He's in there for less than a minute, and he comes back out. He's like, no, I can't do this, I'm sorry. The guy's like, all right. Second guy goes in there. He's been married for about 5 minutes. He's in there he's been married for 5 years. And he's in there for about 5 minutes. And then he comes back out, he's like, no, I can't do this, And the third guy, he's been there married for about 15 years. And he goes in there. And after a while, they hear all this scuffling noise, right? And he comes back out a little later, he's disheveled and shit. They're like, what happened? Like, man, some asshole took the bullets out of this fucking gun. I had to chuck that bitch. Alright, I'll end with this. This is never fair. Okay, did you see that Diddy raid? Yeah. It was crazy, right? There wasn't even cops or fucking SWAT team or anything. They sent fucking SEAL Team 6 in there and shit. Yeah. They had a fucking drone and everything. It's crazy, assault weapons. It's like, what the fuck? This guy's a music producer. It's not fucking John Wick. Alright, this is never... Alright, one of my friends, her name's Jenna. My Jewish friend. Jenna the Jewish princess, we call her. And, she's a staunch supporter of Israel and the IDF and everything, And I get what Jenna's saying, when she talks about all this stuff. But when I hear what the Palestinians are saying, I become torn as to which side I should be on, right? Should I take the side of the Palestinians, or should I choose genocide? Alright, I'll leave it at that. These get kind of rough. My name's Eduardo, thank you.